Okay, I think we have everybody. I can't hear Chuba though.
I'm here. What's up, guys?
Yo, what's up, Chuba? Okay, dude. We were just waiting for you because I knew that you wanted to give some of the development updates. But we can go ahead and get started. I'm gonna be just working off the agenda that I sent you, Chuba.
Yeah.
So, we'll go ahead and just start off with minting auctions and marketplace updates. I'll just go ahead and say off the last AMA we mentioned that we're postponing the auctions just so that we can prioritize the marketplace. And I'll let Chuba go into some of the updates and details on some of the stuff that we've worked on this week. But as Tyler's been saying, it looks like we're focused on a March 5th launch date, which is under 3 weeks away. So a lot of very exciting things to look forward to on the marketplace. But I'll let Chuba take it away on more specific development updates.
Yeah, so I can talk a little bit high level. Can't really give too specific, but we have our scraper up and running, and our devs have been hooking that up to the marketplace. Lots of improvements on the scraper we've been making, a lot of back end improvements, and then of course the front end integration to get everything wrapped together nicely. And then starting end of this week, next week, there's going to be a whole lot of testing. So I'm sure a handful of community members are also going to get some DMs from us to hop on and help us test out. But yeah, Mark, I mean, I can't really, go into too much detail about, exactly what the
Yeah,
devs
don't do it. But just general stuff. We don't need massive details.
Yeah, I mean, I can say that we have things like buy it now working. We have offers that just got, tidied up. Most of the things you would expect from a marketplace. Some things I've had to push off to future releases, but we're doing our best to get this shipped on March 5th.
Okay, sweet. I appreciate the updates. We are working on a lot of different stuff. We have been doing these calls now weekly, so we don't have as many updates. I mean, the update is that we had a call with like our entire team and like LimeChain and George is helping. Like LimeChain's a massive team, and George. Sorry, I have guests coming over to my house, and my dogs are gonna be loud for a second. But George is he's helping like as like the leader of LimeChain and InterDAO to help project manage this launch and ensure that we hit deadlines, and the deadlines are very soon. I mean, like we're thinking that within we're going for a soft launch of March 5th if we can pull it off, but if it ends up being a week later than that, it's still not going to be like it's not going to be April 1st. So like we're busting our ass to get it out. And so when you're in the middle of a sprint launching something, there are features that you pull out during the process. And so once we release it, we're going to start shipping in 2-week sprint times, which we really haven't been able to implement up to this point because we haven't had a live product. So the first couple of sprints will probably be adding features that we've already like 80% built. And then there will also be things like bugs that come up that we essentially to work on and get out. So like the first couple sprints will be shipping things we already have, but we thought that we were going to be able to launch like the marketplace, all the new minting contracts on top of the minting contracts we have already, and auctions all in this time frame. But naturally auctions got relegated or deprioritized. That doesn't mean that we're not going to launch auctions. Like the code's 90% done. But on top of that, there's also features of the marketplace that will come in later sprints that are already built. Like one example is the search feature. We need people to be able to search collection, but we have a much more advanced like scope built out for all the things that you're going to be able to search, that's probably not going to be there at launch. We just need to be able to search collections at launch. So we are going to launch something here imminently that is a beta product, and it's going to continually get better and better and better in an ongoing capacity. When I say it's a beta product, I'm not suggesting that it's not going to be good. I think that we're proud of what we built and we're going to stand by it, but a lot of the first iterations and sprints are going to be improvements that we've already mapped out and built. And so we pretty much had one of the better calls that I think that we've ever had this morning, and that call was pretty much confirming that we do think we'll be able to hit these deadlines. Now, if we don't, it's still software. Like, things can come up. We can realize that something's there and we need to delay. So it's not, I mean, don't hold a gun to our head, but ultimately it's coming, and it's coming quickly. And I think what we built is awesome. So I would say that while we don't have updates, it's because we've been heads down, busting our asses, making sure that we hit these deadlines. A lot of the team hasn't slept. Like, Stereos in Bulgaria has been doing 16-hour workdays.
Yeah, our entire team on the development side has been hustling and really trying to get this all out. But I think Tyler has really given us the best explainer that we could possibly give. But realistically, that's the most of what we have for updates for everybody. The marketplace is coming soon, and we'll be reiterating and dropping a lot of features afterwards that we just couldn't cram in to this launch. But we will have a ton of new features, and we'll add on to some of those filtering features, and we'll just keep adding stuff as the community asks us to add stuff and brings proposals. But we actually have a lot of stuff finished. We just, like Tyler said, we couldn't squeeze it all in because we didn't want good to be the enemy of great.
But I mean, we can list the things that are finished-ish, but they're not going to be in this launch. Like, the entire auctions platform, is pretty much done, but we can't prioritize that right now. The advanced search features are probably not going to be in there at launch. The entire Polymorphs battle game that was audited in November and we built the front end for, that, we're not launching that until after the marketplace. All of the 3D polymorphs and deviants and metaverse that we're trying to build out, none of that's coming until after we have the marketplace. And I'm not sure that any of those are going to be in the first 2 sprints that come after the marketplace launch, because realistically we're going to need to figure out what we need to build and what we need to fix in that time frame, and I don't know when those things are going to be reprioritized. Ultimately, we built the best decentralized marketplace that the industry will have ever seen up to this point, and we're going to need to, that's our kind of beachhead flagship thing. We read everybody's tweets responding to us, and if we tweet about anything but the marketplace, people ask us to launch the marketplace. So we're doing what the community's asking us to do, and we're probably going to need to be focused on that directly afterwards. Now, are we going to need the entire team full-fledged, heads down, focused only on the marketplace after we launch? Probably not. So we probably are going to be able to fit some of those things into the sprints, but we don't know what we don't know right now, and we need to get it out and we get people using it, and then we need to fix things about it that people think are wrong with it. So I think that that's the generalized plan and expectation that people should have, but we've built a lot of things that are pretty much ready to go, but I think everyone on this call would agree that we need to focus on the marketplace right now. That's what everyone's excited for. And that's an unofficial deadline. I don't know 100% that it's going to launch for that date. That's what we're internally shooting for. If it gets pushed out another week, it's still very, very close to where, it's not that far out.
Okay, so we can go ahead and start opening this up to the AMA section where we all ask questions. I'm going to go ahead and just jump into the pre-AMA channel. If anybody has any questions and they'd like, you'd like to come up and talk or ask a question, please feel free. I'm going to just jump back into this really quick and read.
I see one question. Is there a risk to rolling out an incomplete product in that people may drop by, check it out, not love it, and not come back?
It's
I
not
think
incomplete in that respect, though. I mean,
Yeah.
y'all will think it's complete. You just don't know how much extra stuff we actually built. Like, the stuff that is on the market right now, I think is, like, we're not releasing an incomplete product. We're just not releasing every single thing that we built as features because otherwise it's never going to release.
It's a complete product.
Technically, Nifty Gateway and OpenSea are incomplete products, right? Like there's no.
Yeah, I mean, like there's always new features coming out, and like while we've been building this,
NBA Top Shot still says beta when you go on their website, and they've been out for like almost 2 years. Is that right, or longer?
I mean, we're talking about semantics. Every product in the world from an agile coding perspective is an incomplete product. Like, we should always strive to get marginally better every 2 weeks sprint, right? Like, and that compounds over time. And if you get 2% better every 2 week sprint, those numbers get very, very big after multiple months of iterations. But we're not like releasing a B squad product. Like, we're still launching. I think that our backend will outperform OpenSea. I think that we're releasing a product that will drastically outperform LooksRare and the X2YE thing that is out there. I think we're releasing a better product than Nifty Gateway. So, like, I don't think we're like a B squad product. But yeah, we built a lot of shit that's not going to be in there and it's going to iteratively come out.
Yeah, I mean, so like Tyler said, nothing really is a finished product in software. There's always going to be new tools, new features, new things that you can add on to.
And you can't let good be the enemy of great. Like, if we try to strive for perfection,
especially in an industry that moves so fast paced. I mean, we literally built this marketplace while watching everybody critique and ridicule OpenSea. So while we watched feature requests get asked for by artists, we added them. But essentially the industry just moves so quickly and there's so many requests that, we can't build a product and fit it all in because tomorrow there's going to be new requests. And if we waited for tomorrow's requests, like Tyler said, we're going to release a product in 10 years. So the best thing to do is release, and then we're going to build on top of what we have and continue to connect and upgrade the smart contracts. All of our contracts are completely secure. We've been getting them audited for months. I think we've gone through 3 or 4 rounds of audits. But yeah, I mean,
anytime we have a
it's
change,
hardly an unfinished product.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're also probably being a little self-critical. Like, you guys might not know that.
Yeah, I mean, we've been building on this marketplace for a year, so there's a lot of things that we we wish we could squeeze into the first round, but we see, we're thinking long term, and we can't, like we just said, we can't put it all in the first iteration, but we will be vigilantly working towards adding upgrades, and when the community requests something through the DAO, we will for sure be working towards getting those feature requests added as soon as possible. All right, Chuba, where was the next? Is there another next question? That was a pretty good question.
Yeah, I think Zach's question is the next question, the support question. Where can the community go to make suggestions once the marketplace is launched?
Okay, yeah, so that's a perfect question. So
one place is our governance channel. In Discord.
Okay, but actually we have a system set up. So like the governance, forum is definitely a good place to have discussions. But if you're looking for actual feature requests, the way that we're going to try and funnel these in as easy as possible is to do it through our support desk. We actually have a separate NFT or a Discord server, and we can actually have Rain come up and talk about it if he wants to. But basically, we're going to have feature requests be submitted via support tickets. This gives us the opportunity to get through them and use our, basically silo all the information into one place so that our developers can go to them and basically have an easy place to access all this information. We've already had a few requests, but we haven't had the capacity to add anything yet. But we will use the support channel as a way to add feature requests to the front end. So we'll let Rain talk a little bit about this if he wants to.
Yeah, so essentially we designed a private server so that people can easily access support, and a team designed specifically to, take care of any issues that may arise, or we can prioritize, or whatever might be happening. Eventually, I suspect that we can design it to even take marketing and promotion queries, and then the feature requests, as you say. So I think the feature requests will be something that's easy because many people will likely ask for the same thing. So if we have many support tickets or queries for the same thing, then it's going to make it easier to iterate.
Yeah, and it's just going to avoid some of the chaos and stuff getting lost. I was one of those people that would go into OpenSea's support and try to talk to people, and then shit gets lost. And to be honest, I've seen amazing requests from the community and a lot of our different channels, but some of that stuff gets lost. So the reason we decided to go with the support channel to set this up is just so we could literally funnel all this into one place so that we're not, we're not losing it, because we think everyone's opinion here matters, and we are on route to be a community-led protocol, and that's something we really strive to be. So we're really want to, as many feature requests as people ask for that are feasible, we're going to try and facilitate that. And also, one thing that we really do want to do, and I'm not sure if we really said this publicly, but we do want to really try to integrate with as many collections as possible. So for instance, InterDAO is they have the Sharded Minds collection, but they have built utility for Decentraland plots where you can rent out your Decentraland plots on InterDAO. But we'd like to build front-end UI on Universe that makes that easier, but still plugs into InterDAO. We're not going to be able to add all of the feature requests for collections, but definitely ones in the top 200 that have cool utility or something. Maybe you can stake an NFT. We'd like to add those front-end features just so it makes our marketplace a little bit more user-friendly for people who are owning or taking part in those collections. But we are still a way out from that because we do have to deploy, but we do want to work with collections and offer as much help as we can towards creating utility and making just easier UI for collections, so you don't have to literally leave Universe to do certain things.
Another question is, any plans or talks regarding listing on exchanges? I guess that's related to the token. And then what will happen after 50 million DAO rewards are done? Perhaps incentivize community engagement by increasing DAO rewards. What I would say is to check out forum.universe.xyz. There's some good discussion on there related to incentivizing in a way that will be useful to the marketplace and the community as a whole. But outside of that, I don't know if there's much more information I can provide.
I mean, I can just add on. I believe what happened with Barnbridge when the 50 million DAO incentivization stopped. I believe they restrapped and basically added more tokens to the liquidity from the treasury. And depending on, I don't know. I can't really answer that because we don't have a plan, but I do know that the Barnbridge team did end up,
was a DAO
restrapping those
vote.
DAO rewards.
It went
Yeah.
to the DAO. It went to the DAO, and then the DAO voted to use the fees that were accrued through the Smart Alpha or all the smart products, and the DAO voted to buy more. And I would assume that's what would happen here. I would assume it would be very similar, but most likely it would all be done through the DAO.
Yeah, the DAO will definitely have control over any of this, and whatever the community decides to do, the DAO will execute it, and the team will follow up and make sure that everything goes according to plan. Sorry, y'all. Okay, and then
What was the one question? I think we skipped over the one that was. I don't think we can. I think that the simple answer to the question about exchanges is the team can't create new liquidity pools, or we can, but we're not going to. And so that's up to the community. Like if they wanted a new liquidity pool in a spot, they would have to create that themselves.
Wait, where do you see this question?
What was the question, Ryan?
It was bundled in with the last one. He was asking if there's plans to have Universe listed on exchanges. I think he's referring to like centralized exchanges, though, not.
Like the way that centralized exchange listings go, they're a little bit more difficult to arrange. We will work with exchanges if they want to work with us. So far we've worked with the ones that have reached out to us through trusted partners. But like if you're referring to like Coinbase or something, we haven't we're not in talks with Coinbase.
They all run their own NFT platforms.
Troy, you're a little bit low, but
I was just saying it's a little different when they all run their own like NFT marketplaces.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah,
Coinbase basically has to be like, yeah, we're okay with having them on there. And if you can, it's not might not be true. You know what I mean? They're not gonna.
And Coinbase is building their own marketplace, so who knows?
Yeah.
Like we'll try our best to get on as many centralized exchanges that are going to work with us, but like Troy said, I think a lot of the centralized exchanges are actually very interested in NFT marketplaces and building their own. So it's a little bit of a harder.
They may see Universe
conversation.
They may see Universe as like competition, and may even not want people to really learn about it because of how we're like super decentralized, and trying to move everything towards that. So.
Yeah, I think that's the best answer that we can give. But yes, we are definitely trying to get listed, and we are working towards that. But it is a little bit harder than just getting a DeFi token listed. And then JD Buffalo asked, do you guys think polymorphs are going to make it? And Fluffer Nutter said it best, polymorphs going to make it. We obviously love the polymorphs.
Why would you ask this question?
Yeah, for real, dude.
PGMI. Come on, you got to say it. PGMI.
PGMI.
So that whoever asked that question, we need you to drop a PGMI so that we know that you believe.
JD Buffalo has a really nice gold tooth pick, so I think he's a believer of the polys.
I think he just wanted to hear.
Tyler goes, I think he just wanted to hear us say it.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
He's repping the morph avatar. He's the legend.
Are there any benefits to having the POAPs? I would say yes. We don't have any plans as of right now to do anything with the POAPs, but obviously POAPs are like a badge of honor, and I think that it would be safe to say that we like to reward our early supporters. So, we don't have any plans as of right now, but I think that if there's anything that we do, we tend to give.
It's a good way to get your wallet address on a list that we have.
That's a great way to put it out.
Yeah. I don't know if this is right or not. Transmental, do we have a POAP for this AMA?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Yeah.
I think if Zach wants to hop on and he wants to share the code. Okay, so are you guys leveraging any VC partnerships, relationships for things, or anything else at the moment? There's a lot of stuff we can't talk about, but the answer is yes. I mean, a lot of this Fluff World expansion and a lot of these other partners that we have are very aligned with what we're building. I mean, I can let Tyler take it away.
Contributors list, all the major VCs in the industry have reached out to us. We do OTC deals to extend runway with like private partners, and the blockchain capital has quite a bit. Like we work with Alex Larson a lot, True Ventures and Adam Diagola. I don't know exactly how to say his last name. Adam, I know you're probably listening to this. And Kevin Rose have been like huge helpers. Like our friends at Fourth Revolution Capital, I think will support anything that we're doing. Like I talk with Vance from Framework a lot, and they're interested in working with us. Don't have any more OT to do though. Like we're well funded and happy with where we are right now. And ultimately, I have had I would say 10 different capital partners reach out to see if they could do it, and I'm telling everyone, if you want XYZ right now, you got to buy it off market, right? So I don't want to say anything without it sounding like I mean this is a tricky thing when you're talking about price and buying of the token. I'm not encouraging you to do that. I'm just kind of telling them how they would do it at this point, because we're in a good spot. We have years of runway, and I'm proud of what we built. And if we find a need that we need to raise capital in order to like scale or move fast, I mean, like OpenSea just raised $100 million, right? Like if it comes up that we are in a spot that we need to start doing that, I think we can absolutely in on our capital partners. And a lot of the capital partners we have were the ones that good capital partners that I worked with through Barnbridge, and they didn't, they acted ethically the right things as partners. So we are not currently asking for their help to do anything other than be active members and I think all of these AMAs, and they offer help and they give advice. And ultimately, that's what you want, right? So, like, I'm very happy with who we are working with. I think more people want to work with us and are excited about it. And I think that over time, we'll just continue to build inroads into those groups. But, yeah, a lot of people are really excited about what we're building. And I think we all should lean in, because they got where they are by being smart, successful.
Fluffernutter has a pretty good question. He was talking about a little bit about the listing incentivizations on the other platforms, and then says, what if we would incentivize people to buy NFTs instead of listing? Because to be honest, I don't want to sell any of my NFTs. I just want to buy yours.
I mean, is that a question?
Yeah, he's saying, why don't we incentivize people to buy instead of incentivizing people to list? So if you bought an NFT on the platform, you'd get the reward instead of listing.
I mean,
and getting the reward.
That's a tricky question. Part of it is because incentivizing to buy can create like wash trading. Ultimately, what we need to do, like I hear your situation and like that's cool, but I think it's a slippery slope to us incentivizing to buy things on our platform that like it just kind of like extrapolates to sketchiness. The reason that listings are so important is because like what OpenSea's current moat is right now, like where they have a monopoly on the industry, is that unlike Uniswap, where if you built this decentralized liquidity layer, you can ask like 6 LP that like 10 capital groups provide most of the liquidity in DeFi. Since they're ERC20s, get those 10 capital groups to move to Sushi, then it's, you know, you've ported over a meaningful moat and amount of capital into another decentralized AMM. NFTs are very different, where there's a lot of different people, like hundreds of thousands of different wallets have listed NFTs on OpenSea. Well, like it's not going to be easy to get all of those people over. Like that is the number one hardest thing that's going to determine whether or not Universe is successful. Is like it's that John Travolta meme that he's just walking in and he's like looks around and there's like nobody there. Like you can't have that as a marketplace, right? So like if we want people to buy NFTs on our platform because they like the NFT, not because we've incentivized them to buy them. But we absolutely need a lot of people listings over, or the experience is going to be bunk and there isn't going to be anything to buy there. So like our incentive that we're trying to push for is listings because of that reason. Like if you don't want to sell any of your NFTs, don't sell any, right? Like, but we do need listings on the platform. Like the number one thing that everyone listening to this call can do to strive for the success of Universe at launch is list all of your NFTs on our platform out of the gate. Like, but I know people aren't going to do that, and I'm not going to do. I'm not going to list NFTs. There's fluffs I have that I'm never going to sell. I probably won't list a single one of my Polymorphs. But yeah, I mean, we do anything that I have listed on Open is going to get listed on Universe. So anything I have listed on Open, it will very much help us on Universe. That's the number one thing you can do as a DAO patron and member out of the gate. And I wouldn't even stop there. I would get your friends, like get all your homeboys and homegirls list their NFT Universe, because that 100% is what is going to, we cannot control that outside of incentivizing. That's ultimately up to thousands of people who are in our Discord and ecosystem to get all their friends. And if all of you get 5 people to do that, then Universe will be successful.
Any of my NFTs are getting listed for a ridiculous price, so I'm gonna list all my NFTs, but if you buy them, thank you very much.
So
Yeah, there you go. Buy Nick's NFTs.
So like I 100% will list any NFTs that I have on OpenSea. I'll list them on Universe, but I guess I should have I didn't have enough time to type everything, but I think like just the general atmosphere and the NFT space right now is that there's been all these new marketplaces that come out, and I think at this point people are like hesitant, but people also know about Universe and know, I mean, you guys have been building for a long time, talking about it, so, but in the same moment, I just feel like how do we incentivize people to list? Because if we just go and tell people to list on the Universe platform, like, I feel like people are going to be hesitant to do that. Like, not just for what I'm saying for about not wanting to sell my NFTs. I mean, at a certain point, but
I think a big thing is that moving forward.
Have
Hold on, you can go.
other protocols and they haven't like lost user funds. I mean,
Tyler, it might be better if you talk on Mark's mic because you're kind of cutting in and out.
No, I was on mute and he didn't know.
I'll just say this real quick. Like, I think the difference is like I personally haven't used LooksRare other than being on their site. Like, I did not integrate my wallet with XYZ. I can't, whatever the name of that platform. because there is a delegate call function that they could. I mean, I don't know who's building it. I'm not saying anything about their character. I just read the smart contracts. But I think that we will be in a different situation, that I do think people in the industry know us and trust us. And so you're not operating off of, like, this is just some random Anon thing that I'm, like, allowing and giving permissions to. So while I hear what you're saying, I think that we probably be in a situation. And I think that the community that is listening to this call, if they push all their friends and to do it, you know, I think that this is most likely a safer situation.
I think it goes back to
a lot of those.
I think it goes back to like the same argument of like what is better, like organic growth or paying influencers to do something. Like everyone hates the influencers, but literally that's how kind of some of us look at some of this incentivization stuff. Like if you build a platform that's good enough, they will come. Like we've already, like our platform fees are lower than OpenSea. They're competitively lower than any other marketplace that exists. Our auction house has 0% fees. If you like, honestly, if you're a collector, you're going to want to earn more money. So that's the incentive right there. If you're an artist, we're going to give you 100%. And there's your incentive there. And also we're going to be building immutable technology. Like most people don't really even know like how decentralized NFTs are. Universe is really striving to make NFTs completely decentralized where they live on chain forever. And I think that is enough incentive for artists that they can trust that their work is going to live forever on the blockchain and not have to worry about an OpenSea type character taking down their work because it's not something that goes with their ethos or something along those lines.
We also can change it later. Like we can, if we think that we need incentives later, we can add them. Like that X
X2, yeah.
thing was
Yeah,
there.
but a big thing that also
Out of the gate, they didn't do incentives, and then they realized they need. There's a very good chance that we could launch without incentives and get market share organically. And then what do we give all these incentives away? Like there was no reason to do it, right? But you can't take incentives back. But what we can do is we can launch this, let it organically happen, see where we're at, and then as it goes, just come up with a game plan to do better, right? So like because we don't need to do it out of the gate, we can kind of see where we're at. Then I think that we let it iteratively grow and see where we're standing, and then we make a plan. Right now, we're operating off of assumptions, and no one on this question the right way to do it. But what we do know is that we'll know more in 3 weeks from now than we know right now. So when we get more data, we should operate off the picture.
Those are really good points. And also that, well, let me say one more thing and then I'll stop, is that you guys actually have, I realized while you guys are talking that you have a lot going for you. Like the Looks Rare team basically like sold all of their profit. Like you guys are a DAO. All your money is going into the DAO. And then also like the reason that I stopped selling my NFTs is because I literally don't feel safe in the NFT space. And what I think most people are looking for and the NFT space right now is a safe and secure platform. And I think that is incentivizing enough. And I'm happy that there's nothing being given to anyone, because then I think that is even more organic. And honestly, I don't think people care about an airdrop anymore in the NFT space. They just want to be able to safely operate and sell and trade their NFTs. Like that's why I haven't sold in a month, because I literally don't feel safe. So I appreciate y'all's input. Thanks for letting me talk.
Well, that sucks, Fluffernutter. That honestly sucks for the NFT industry that you feel that way, because I'm sure other people feel the same.
Something you guys gotta remember. Something you guys gotta remember is that probably most people don't use crypto and NFTs. Probably, and that number is probably over 90%. So all of us using it are kind of ahead of the curve. Even our marketplace taking a year of extra time to build, I still think we're way ahead of the market as far as NFTs go. There still isn't games released for these NFTs we trade. Like, all people know about NFTs right now is trading images, and there's way more to do with NFTs than that. That's something people got to remember about Universe. Like, the reason that most people don't use crypto is because there's so much hate for it right now. Like, people think it's a scam. Like, if you look up on Google, it says crypto is a scam is the first thing people look. And until like this attitude towards crypto changes, which I think has to do with like what Mark brought up, these influencers pump and dumping. Until like that attitude towards crypto changes, I don't think we'll see like the full potential of what it is. And I think it will happen where it's all going to be based on like just more technology being built and making it more user friendly. You can see that MetaMask already has made attempts since this OpenSea thing to try to like warn people more about signing stuff. Just like as the space grows, I don't think that there's any like. Basically, what I'm saying is one of the questions was like, why? Like, what if people don't switch over from OpenSea? I don't think that matters at all, honestly.
It doesn't matter.
Because of the fact that most of the users that are going to be using NFTs in the future, long term, don't use NFTs right now.
I'll explain it very simply why it doesn't matter.
But
OpenSea has a very important role in the NFT space. They help onboard people the same way Coinbase does. They're basically a fiat on-ramp for NFTs. You can buy a Bored Ape with your credit card. If you have $1 million credit limit, you can buy an NFT with your credit card. You don't have to be a crypto savant. You can do, that's good for the industry. Like, we need Coinbases, we need OpenSeas. But what Ali's saying is we are still just so early. When you see the whole space scale, it's not going to matter because like the whole DeFi side of crypto, the whole DeFi side of finance is really expanding, but it still has so many less users. But over time, this is a paradigm shift in the way of thinking of why people are drawn towards Ethereum and these decentralized technologies is they want to be their own bank. It sucks that a lot of people in NFTs don't really understand that, and artists don't really want to be their own bank. So we do need to focus on education for NFT people because a lot of them skipped over DeFi. But you have to look at how, like, the growth opportunity of the market. It's okay if OpenSea, like, literally kept all their users. In 2 years, there's going to be 10 to 15 million, like, users buying NFTs. Right now, there's hardly 1 million. So when you think about the growth potential of the entire network, as long as you can capture new market share, you really don't have to worry so much about the old market share because there's just so much opportunity coming forward.
Also, in the state of where we're dropping right now, I do have concern using a lot of these platforms. Like, that's why I told you, look, sir, I haven't used that other platform. When the phishing attack was going on with Open, they weren't 100% sure where the attack was coming from. Now, like, do I think that I think that the NFT markets that come into market and continue to do well, there's a reason that Lindy effects exist in crypto networks and are so strong is because, like, the reason people trust Compound more than Cream is because Compound's been in market longer, right? Like, they had one thing that affected them negatively at one point. Funds at the protocol level weren't lost. I think people out of the gate will trust more than us. And I think that OpenSea has earned that. I think when Coinbase launches a platform, people will trust that platform because Coinbase has earned that.
I'm going to trust that platform. I trust Coinbase every day to help me manage my funds. There's no reason I wouldn't trust them to manage my NFTs.
But the point is that I think you do the right thing. I think the more people trust the platform. And also, because of the vulnerability issue, I don't think that it's ethical for us to encourage everybody to aid the platform day one. I think it's good to have beta users move over. And then I think that we incentivize things long-term downstream. But ultimately, we are releasing a lot of code. And I think that we need to let it roll out. We need to let users use the platform. And then over time, if we need to implement incentives, we have that ability. So I think that we roll it out and let people start using it. I mean, we've audited the shit out of this, building it for a long time. I think the industry is waiting for what we built. Like, I want users, it sounds like other people do too. So let's roll it out and worry about incentives later.
Okay, I don't think we have any more questions. So if anyone has any more, just go ahead. In the pre-AMA chat.
No. Don't type it in the pre-AMA chat. Don't type it. Don't type it in the chat. Okay. You got to go to the POAP claim channel under the universe category and follow the directions. The POAP distribution event is now active. DM me to get your POAP. DM POAP bot and POAP claim under the universe category XYZ runner, all lowercase, if you want the POAP.
I always hate when you guys make me do this. I have to undo my DMs and then I get a million DMs.
Maybe we should never mind. We'll leave it in the call this time. But next time we're gonna wait until we end the call and give the POAP. You're only gonna get the POAP in the call.
What the fuck? It's not working for me, dude. Guys.
Or do you think it's good to leave it in the video and leave it timed for a little bit after, so that people in other time zones?
Wait, come up. Bot reacted. What's the word?
The word. Yeah.
Whoa, buddy. I'm getting this.
The word is thin mints, all lowercase.
Thank you, Transmental, for doing the Hope art. We fuck with the polymorphs.
Yeah, the polymorphs are like the coolest things that you can.
Okay. Also, I'm gonna send a little tweet in the channel, just so everyone can see it. But I want everyone to know who Clown Charles is, because it was revealed today.
Oh no, yeah. If you didn't know who Clown Charles was, go look. It's actually hilarious.
If you don't know who Clown Charles is, get off of YouTube if you're listening to this later and
get off of YouTube.
Have a PhD in the history of Clown Charles. Okay,
but really, if you're on YouTube, go to Universe XYZ DAO and hit like, subscribe, all the stuff. Follow us. We have a sick YouTube channel. We post all our AMAs and our project calls. So get on that shit. There's like
the polymorphic faces. The polymorphic faces are going to be lit. So is Temple. So is Goblin Town. Yeah, the polymorphs are going to therapy.
Yeah, you guys don't even want to know
Alpha
about therapy.
overload. Y'all aren't ready.
I'm not ready.
All right, let's go back to.
I think we're good. If there's no more questions, oh wait, hold on. There were some questions. What is the code? Okay, it's XYZ runner, all lowercase. Okay, yeah, and then also knowledgeable idiot is going to start trying to get as our calls and our docs transcribed into different languages. So if anybody has requests or certain languages that they'd like to see, one of the first ones that we'll focus on is Spanish, because we think that there's not a ton of Spanish documentation on NFT and NFT tech, but yeah, we're definitely going to try and expand because NFT education is something that we're super focused on. I mean, not like focused on, but it's super important to us that we educate the masses and get out good information. And if that means we need to translate, our docs, we want to do that because we want to be able to help and facilitate anybody in all cultures, because NFTs are for everyone, and we want to be able to help and teach everyone about this. Are we all free to use the Mint feature and create collections right now? Yeah, you can create any collection in Mint on the Universe contracts. They're up and working, and we will continue to add features to them. But as of right now, they're safe to use, they're good, and they're immutable. They're sick. So thank you for the question, T-Moss.
Yeah, we'll have other minting features. Any idea that you probably thought of, we probably already thought of, but drop it. If you want other features for the minting, let us know what you want those to be.
Is it through the app, fam? I don't think we have an app. So if you're using a Universe app, maybe send it to me, because I don't think it's our app. Oh, the POAP. Yeah. It's through the POAP app. It's through POAP. But I think you have to DM the bot. GG. You can't. Yeah.
To find the bot, you go to Universe category and then POAP claim.
It looks like a few people are typing questions, so we'll extend this a little bit, and we'll answer. When Universe Marketplace sale of? Oh, hopefully it's March 5th. March 5th is the day. Somnium probably has one of those high IQ brains, and that's why he asks like good questions without a question mark, because that's what high IQ people do. Someone's gonna write history. It's gonna be Somnium.
I met Somnium in real life. I can confirm that he's chill.
Jump 22 is having trouble with the POAP. I didn't have any trouble. I was good to claim, so maybe you're doing something wrong, homie. But maybe DM Zach, and Zach may be able to help you. Yeah. I don't even think there's 50 people in here, so there's no way. But, all right. I think we're good. I think we're out of questions. So thank you, everyone, for coming and joining our space. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for taking your time and to come and listen to us. We wish everyone a great week, and Marketplace is going to be launched on March 5th. We appreciate you, Wild Noodles. Thank you, sir.
All right, guys. Bye, Wild Noodles.
Bye, everyone.